Hello everyone. If you've been following the channel for a while, or if you've seen a bit um, of the older videos, I think about 4 years ago, I had this. This is a snapper commercial walk behind mower deck, an infinitely adjustable. It's an SPA 520, so it's a 52-inch deck. They were also made under the sold under the name Keys. I got this one about 2007, 2008, 2009, somewhere, off of Craigslist. A guy had an ad for free. This with behind it was the drive unit, from a Snapper 52-inch commercial walk behind. Drive unit minus an engine. It was a hydrostatic drive one. And of course, I kept the mower deck. I sold the drive unit on eBay. Only got $102 for it, but I think it went down to Missouri or Kansas or somewhere. Anyway, there is my 520XI. That's the first 5XI tractor I bought. Back tires are up on casters, fronts are not. And my idea is to have an out front deck. I believe Toro never made a kit to have any of the mower decks mounted out front like they did with the 520H series. I think a lot of attachments interchange between the 520H and the 400 series, maybe the 300 series. I don't know. I've never owned one of those series. I had two 252Hs, and then I had 117 Groundsmasters, and then I jumped up to the 5XI series in 2012. So, okay. Again, I'm using the perforated steel. It's sold at Menards and Fleet Farm. It's made by a company in Colorado. It's galvanized steel. That is 1.5-inch perforated steel. The holes, it comes with the holes in it. They're an inch apart. So they offer 1.5 inches, 1.25 inches, and 1 inch. So 1.25 inches will fit inside 1.5 inches. An inch will fit inside 1.25 inches. But you'll get different. It's either comes in a 12 gauge or 14 gauge. So 14 gauge is thinner than a 12 gauge. So 3 different sizes, 2 different gauges of metal. It's galvanized, so you got to be careful with the gases coming off of these if you're going to weld on it. I think they probably say do not weld on these. It's not too hard to drill through this metal. Well, it's not very thick. I don't think it's a high grade either. But so okay, back there, that is a mule drive. That is a 79365 single stage 5XI mule drive. I got that in a trade, I think November of 2018. I was parting out one of the 260 series tractors I was parting out back then, and I traded all 4 wheels and tires from it for a single stage 5XI snowblower where the someone had ran it without the skids on it and wore down the frame of it, and so that's what I got in the trade. Nice guy. He even trusted me enough to tour his shop. So this is how far I am. Actually, the bolt holes, the spacing was the same. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4. So 6 inches, 6-inch spacing from here to here. Didn't even have to drill to mount these 2 vertical pieces. And I'm not exactly sure how I'm going to do this. You know, I got enough space. Definitely have enough space to clear the tires when they steer. This anyone watching who owns 5XI Toro garden tractors, it seems like the manual steering ones turn a little bit sharper than the power steering ones, but I don't know, maybe that's just me. That right there is the back end of a 266H. I've had a couple that, well, I've had about 5 or 6 260 series tractors, and those things turn really sharp, but none of them were power steering. But it's buried under that pile of stuff right there. It's one of 4 tractors I need to dismantle. I've got the Sears tractor with a good engine on it, need a starter. In the back is the 520 LXI parts tractor. There's the 65-hour 523 DXI. I got spring of 23. I parted out the engine. I still have small parts from it. Keeping the rear end, keeping the wheels and tires. That seat's going to go on 522XI. I think the radiator is the same as the 520 LXI. There's the one that I bought that had a light fire. That's, you know, behind the blade. Anyway, I'm rambling on and on and on. The thing is okay, the 79365 mule drive. So the belt coming off the right side of the PTO is coming down, going around that pulley. The flat side of it's going around that pulley coming forward. And if I wasn't paying attention, I'd run it around here and I'd have the blade spinning the wrong direction. So I'm going to have to come up, well, I got pulleys. I got flat pulleys, I got V pulleys. I'm going to have to mount some pulleys right here, right in here, to you know, raise up the belts a little bit. Plus I'm going to have to cross it over, unless I have to reduce the belt speed on it, because, you know, I don't want to be picking up rocks and taking out someone's eye and killing someone. You know, I don't want to be ruining bearings. I don't know, that deck might be 30 years old, 35, I don't know, but I still have the Toro Groundsmaster PTO crossover pulleys. Can't remember, I got a couple of them in here somewhere. But I just look at this deck and I think, you know, it's a cut and weld deck. It's not a stamped deck like that Toro 52-inch. I just never impressed with the cut of that. And then the darn front of it just droops as the adjuster bolt on the back rear will loosen. So I just thought, it's time. It's time to do this one. I've been thinking about this one for a long time, and I thought it'd be cool to have an out front deck. On a 5XI tractor. But not exactly sure how I'm going to do this. I might get a short one of these pieces and run it this way and bolt it to that. Another thing I am concerned with is, okay, what if I'm going along and I hit a spot, say I'm going along and I hit the left front corner of this, the left front wheel hits a spot, she goes like this. How much twist is this going to handle? Okay, let me grab the flashlight. The lower arms of this 79365 of this single stage 5XI mule drive. Let me turn the steering back again. You know, if only Toro had offered power steering in a 260 series tractor, well, they probably would have sold less of these, less of the 5XI tractors if they had offered power steering on those. So, but look at that. Okay, there's 2 mounting bolts for the lower arm. There's 1 mounting bolt for this upper arm. And darn it, I gotta use the room.